Hello and welcome back once again to Jacob's Toys. Please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And we are once again taking a look at a hot toy figure here. This is the 1/6 scale Deadpool figure from, of course, the Deadpool 2 film. Now I'm really excited about this one because this is one of the figures that I kind of wanted to add to my collection as soon as I started collecting hot toys. And from what I can see from the promo work and the images online, there's a lot inside this box. Opening it up, it just slides off the top there and you can see straight away there he is. You can see hands, you can see eyes, you can see a bunch of accessories, most notably the X-Men trainee t-shirt and of course the unicorn as well. And there's also the dampening collar, there's a pair of shoes, you can see swords in there, his gun. Let's pull this out and take a better look. Oh, it says on the box trainee, which is quite a fun little detail. Anyway, slides out, easy as that. Oh, there we go, just drop the eyes. But yeah, Deadpool, based on the Deadpool from the movies. Now, of course, we've got Deadpool 3 coming out, and there is a slight change in the aesthetics of his costume. So no doubt there will be another Deadpool out in a year or so when that film drops. Now, this is an interesting accessory that's sort of falling out the back here. We have almost like a diorama piece. So this is essentially like a brick wall in the apartment maybe or something, and you've got some shelves that you can put on there as well so that you can actually display him with all of the accessories that you don't use. You can actually put onto the shelves almost like a collection, if you like. So that's a nice little kind of added bonus. But yeah, these bits slide in the side, it's all made of cardboard, and then the shelves just go into those holes there. So let's move that out of the way because we're not going to take a look at that just yet. Now, one of the key things is hand postures and hand gestures. Obviously, with Deadpool, you're going to want a whole bunch of those, so they haven't disappointed. They've given us a whole bunch of different hand gestures that you can, of course, switch around. And you've got this cool little metal pin as well that I think is probably going to go on the shelf somewhere. And there's a coat hanger there for the X-Men trainee t-shirt. So that's cool because I don't want to display him with the shirt on, but I didn't want to just kind of store that. So it's cool that I can actually use that and utilize that in the diorama. Anyway, let's open the box up. It's one solid plastic piece here and it looks like there's various different layers, so let's work our way through the layers. First and foremost, I think we're going to have a look at the eyes. There's 4 different expressions there, as well as the one that's on him already. So that's 5 different eye expressions that you can actually switch them about and have different eye expressions depending on the hand gesture you're doing or the pose. There's the X-Men trainee t-shirt in a nice little kind of plastic compartment as well. I'll get that out in a minute. Here is, of course, the unicorn. I don't remember the unicorn having a name as such, but that's the unicorn as well. Now, let's get on to the important stuff. Here are the high heels that we only saw in that one scene right at the beginning of the film, but it was quite an iconic scene, so it's cool that they've included kind of the high heels. So if you wanted to, you could display your Deadpool wearing a pair of stilettos. I'm not sure if that's how I'm going to display him, but it's cool to have him. Here's the dampening collar that he, of course, wears in prison. Interesting accessory because he does wear it in prison. I can't remember him wearing it at any other point in the film because he breaks it off in prison and that's where he gets his mutant powers back. But either way, it's still a cool accessory to have, and I suppose if you're throwing pieces together then you could use that as an unmasked Deadpool maybe, or a prison Deadpool. Here are the swords. Now these are really cool because they look to be made of metal, which is a nice little touch, and they really glisten nicely under the light. So it's now debatable of whether I put them on him or whether I have him holding the swords. I'm really not sure at this stage. There is some inscription on the top as well, and a lot of detail in the handle of that sword as well. The guns, again, another really detailed accessory. Now, Deadpool's known for 2 things. That's the guns and the swords. So to have both is a plus. Here is 2 revolvers. I think that's the correct name for them. But yeah, they look cool. Have a little look at those in a minute. There's also some ball joints there as well. Let's open this up and take the instructions off, just because it's always good to look at the instructions because it tells you what the figure's capable of, what the posability is like, if there's any areas that you need to kind of look out for. What with it being soft goods, you need to make sure that you're not kind of overextending any particular parts of the body because you don't want to rip anything. Shows you how to change the eyes out there, and it shows you the degrees that you can actually move the arms and legs. So it says 45 degrees, so it gives you an idea of the range of motion. But it's to be expected because he's wearing a a soft goods jumpsuit at the end of the day. It also tells you how to get the t-shirt on, how to get the dampening collar on, how to switch the boots around, and of course how to build that diorama piece as well. And where there's a little magnet in the diorama piece that holds the little token thing that we looked at earlier. So yeah, lots to do there, but what is nice is because of this accessory diorama piece, you can keep all of those accessories on display, minus the eyes and the hands. So I think that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably set it up as a display piece along with the figure, and then just kind of put those those accessories in there as part of the diorama. So here's the actual figure himself, and upon initial inspection, he is incredibly detailed and looks pretty much spot on to how he looked in the movie, which is to be expected, but it never fails to amaze me just how detailed these figures are, and they're definitely worth the price tag that they carry in my personal opinion. If you haven't got any yet, then I massively suggest picking one up just to decide for yourself, and something like Deadpool that comes with a whole bunch of accessories and a load of different posing options is definitely a good place to start. Here's the base plate with the Deadpool logo on it, and of course the Deadpool character plaque thing at the front as well. So I always display all of mine on their display base, even if I'm not utilising the flight stand, just because it keeps it all together and it looks quite uniformed in my opinion. A little bit of a closer look there, you can see Deadpool 2, and it's got the glossy kind of logo in of the words, so that kind of stands out under the light, just like that. But the figure, let's have a closer look at the figure. Now he is full of buckles and pouches and straps and all sorts of stuff, so let's have a little bit of a closer look at him. It's a nice mixture of textures here, just like his actual suit in the movie. His shin guards are made of a different material, so they're plastic, which makes a bit of a difference. The swords just stick on just like that, nice and easily. Only really go in one place, and you can only really get them one way round, so not really a huge amount that you can do wrong there, but that's interesting. I wondered whether there was going to be the sheath was going to be detachable or not, but I suppose with the addition of the X-Men t-shirt, you have to be able to take the swords off to put that on and then put the swords back. So yeah, it's good that they've used a magnet. Guns just go in the holsters there, they sit really nicely, and yeah, oh there we go, give you an idea of how the feet swap around, so you can just pull the feet off and swap them for the high-heeled kind of stiletto look, which is quite comical, very Deadpool, but yeah, I'm not going to use those. I just want this as a Deadpool figure. Now it looks like the hands that are on him are the ones to hold the guns, so let's just take those out and put those in. Very easy to get in, that's not too difficult whatsoever, just slide those in like that, and yeah, there we go, that's nice. So you can get him in a whole bunch of different poses, with either the guns or the swords or one of both. I actually don't know how I'm going to display this, to be honest with you. There's so many options. We're going to go for a comical pose with like the thumbs up or the OK, or are we going to go for like an action pose? I actually don't know. Just watch the articulation as it states in the book. You don't want to tear anything. It's got like the pleather parts of it around the shoulders and underneath the arms, and then of course you've got that other material making up his suit, so you do need to be careful with the articulation that you actually have. Oh, this is a nice little feature that I didn't notice when I looked at the guns the first time, is it actually slides back, the clip slides back, and you can actually see a gold bullet in there. So they both do this, which is a nice little detail that I don't even know how you would utilise. It's just a cool little additional detail that there's hidden, like a hidden chamber in there with the ammunition ready to go. So, but I don't even know how you'd use that in a pose. I suppose maybe if you're taking some action figure photography, you could utilise that, but yeah, that is a very cool addition indeed. Let me just put these guns back in the holster and have a little look at the rest of the accessories. They actually come out surprisingly easy. I'm just going to put his arms back to the neutral position just so that I don't do any excessive put any excessive pressure on any of the parts of the costume. And there you go, that's the eyes. That looks horrific without the eyes, but you can see there are two magnets underneath, and yeah, you just slide the new eyes in easily. They come out really easy. Some Hot Toys have like a little magnetic kind of accessory that help you take out the eyes. I know that's happened with some of the Spider-Man in the past, but yeah, not with this one. They're very easy to take out, very easy to put back in. Just make sure you got them the right way around, because I obviously didn't. And there we go. There's a different eye. It's a bit more of a expression, I suppose, on it. They're only slightly different. There's not any that are hugely different. I would have liked like a really wide-eyed one. That would have been quite cool. But yeah, they're just slightly different to kind of give you the impression of a different facial expression. So yeah, have a play around with them, find the ones that I like. But for now, I'll just use the ones that came with him. Now it is not only the eyes, the interchangeable eyes in this particular little drawer. So a little plastic kind of drawer compartment thing. So do be careful when you're taking them out, because there's also a knife and two kind of bladed, daggery throwing thingamajigs. I don't know the technical name for them, but there are some additional accessories. So yeah, let me just make sure I've got the right ones on. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep these ones on for now. Just want to make sure they are fully on, because I don't want them falling out halfway through the video or when I go to pose him. So as I said, in the little compartment there are some additional weapons as well. You've got the little knife that goes in his boot, so let me just get that out. Actually quite sharp. Similar to the swords as well, the blade of the knife is metallic. It's like a metal almost. So again, that makes the weapons, just that gives it that extra level of realism. Where is it? There it is. It's very sharp. But yeah, that just goes in his boot like that. Again, I can't imagine that that's going to come out. I think that's pretty much going to just live in his boot now. And as well as that, you've also got these little pieces. So let's move on and take a look at some of the hands. So as I said, there are quite a few expressions, like hand gestures, that's the correct word, not hand expressions, hand gestures that kind of match like iconic bits. There's the shush finger, which I suppose you could use as a point as well if you wanted to, but you can have that kind of shush look to him that we've seen in the movies. There's also some other really cool expression hands. There is, if I can just grab it, there is like a trigger, like a finger gun, so I suppose you could use that as well. There's also a thumbs up, which is pretty decent to have with Deadpool. There is also, if I can get hold of it, let's get that out, there we go, there's like an OK gesture. But yeah, just a whole bunch of really random hands. Then there's just your kind of standard open palm hands and all the rest of it. Do be careful when you're taking the hands off, because as you can see there, the ball peg comes off on that one. It doesn't stay in the actual arm, so you just be careful when you're taking them off. Make sure that it's done it on that one as well. So essentially the ball peg, the ball joint if you like, is stuck in the hand. So I'm just going to have to prise that out a little bit, but that came out relatively easy, and you just push it into the hand that you desire. Now I'm going to put one of his sword holding hands on, just so that you can see the scale of the swords next to the figure and kind of make your own mind up of whether you should display him with guns or with swords or a bit of both. But as I said, for me, I think I might use the swords, or maybe I'll just go for one of both, just because the detail that's gone into the swords and the fact they're metallic and they look really good and they'll catch the light in the display really well as well. But here we go, they come out of that sheath as well really smoothly. There's no sticking, there's no kind of pushing or pulling excessively. It comes out quite easy. But there we go, that's the sword in comparison to the scale of Deadpool, and I think they are really awesome accessory. Deadpool is all about the swords in my opinion. That's when I think of Deadpool, that's what I think of. I think of two swords, but yeah, they just slide back in the sheath nice and easily, just like that. And as I mentioned, there are some kind of fun gesture hands, so for the sake of the video, let's swap one round and actually just show you that one. So it's done it again, it's the ball joint has come off in the hand as opposed to in the arm. So I don't know if this is a common problem or whether it's just the one that I've picked up, but either way it's not that difficult to just pry that out and put it into a different hand. So I'm going to use the thumbs up hand just so we can see that, because again, I think, was it posters I think that we saw the thumbs up, but there was definitely some thumbs up from Deadpool in the movie, and yeah, I mean, it looks more like he's hitching a ride, to be fair. So let's put a gun in that hand, just like that. Let's turn him around a little bit. Have that weapon a bit more on display just by turning the wrist and by turning the arm a little bit. And let's just put him with a thumbs up looking at the camera. So there we go. I mean, even that is very Deadpool-esque. You could display him like this and it would be in keeping with the character. But overall, I'm really pleased with this. This is a really decent purchase. I do like it when there's a whole bunch of extra accessories and stuff, and you even get little belt buckle accessories there. Just zooming in on the face just so you can see the texture detail in the suit. Everything from like the stitch lines to the chest plate to the kind of the buckles and stuff that go under his arm, the metallic of his belt. Everything about this figure is second to none. They've really spared no expense when it comes to making him as screen accurate as possible, and I am all here for it. I love it, absolutely love it. It's one of my favourites easily. I hope that we don't get another one too early, and I hope that the suit hasn't changed a huge amount, but we shall see. We shall see. From them early promotion pictures that have kind of leaked on the internet, there's a lot of speculation that he's going to be lighter and a little less R-rated looking, but we'll see. We shall see. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe, and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. I'll see you soon.